Can you see my screen?
Hello everyone. I would actually like to say कि kindly inform the teacher if they are asking something, right? It's actually better if you have an interaction in the class. And this is for everyone. I don't think it's appropriate for me to mention everyone's name and ask you to respond in class. Yes, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Then also respond to Sachin sir, right? He's teaching you something. He should know कि whether he is audible, whether internet is okay or not. Right?
क्योंकि होता ही है कि मैं मान लीजिए 5 मिनट्स 7 मिनट्स तक बोलता रह जाऊंगा और मेरी स्क्रीन ही शेयर नहीं होगी, सो दैट वुड बी ऑकवर्ड सिचुएशन. Okay, let's get started. Then we are going to move with the session 5. Anyone having any question? Good to see so many people in the group in this session. It was really appreciable, remarkable that we have a very good batch here. Okay, so do we have any query, any question? I'll go with that. Then I'll continue with the agenda of today's session.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah, sure. Please.
Sir, can you explain tuple functions again?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Once this doubt will be clear, I'm going to move the dictionary operators and the list. And before that, I want to solve some realistic example. एक इंटरव्यू का क्वेश्चन हम उठाते हैं ताकि कोई भी जैसे कोई भी आईटी कंपनी में इंटरव्यू होंगे, so there would be 3 to 4 rounds, at least 3 to 4 rounds. So वहाँ पे you will have to encounter with the technical terms, technical questions, data structure kind of question, and we will try to solve these questions. And I hope some of you have established that environment at your home कि यहाँ पर मैं कोड बता रहा हूँ और कॉन्फिडेंटली आप दूसरे लैपटॉप में या स्क्रीन पे वो कोड रन कर रहे हो. मेरा आंसर, I'm getting the solution, I'm getting the output is not the ultimate goal. Whether you are getting the solution or not, that's the object of our session, right? And that should be your query also कि सर आपका आ गया, that's not my business. मेरा क्यों नहीं आया? That should be your spirit. जब तक इस spirit से आप कोडिंग नहीं करोगे, you won't be able to solve intermediate and complex level kind of query. So first question we have regarding tuple, I'm going to create tuple 1 as round bracket. The elements will consist different values. So let's say I'm having coding as a first character, then 45.6 as a float. 50.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Are you writing? We are not able to see it.
Oh.
Yeah. Just it appeared. No.
Okay. Thank you so much for mentioning it. क्योंकि होता क्या है, स्क्रीन कभी-कभी स्टिल हो जाती है. Is it able now?
Now it's visible.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I think you can see my cursor moving around. We have first as a string, second as a float value, third as a integer value, and more bit we can go for the, let's say I'm having the character itself. Now what are the different functions? Let's say, what's the difference between tuple 1 and I'm going to write some print, and then this will depict the class tuple. So this value, this is kind of this variable is kind of object, and to which class it is belonging? It's belonging tuple class. So everything is class and object inside the Python. Now we have different attributes. Let's say, suppose I am having PUPLE tuple 1. So this is the first length. So what is the how length being calculated? How many elements do I have in my tuple? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 elements are residing in my tuple 1. So that would be the length of my tuple 1. This is the first function. And how to display all the functions? Suppose I am having tuple 1 dir. You can see entire list of concatenation functions, size of functions, right? If you want to display this one or how to run these functions, you can go for the Google and find what is the exact attribute of these functions, right? Suppose I am having tuple 1 dot count 10, right? So you can see it's giving 0. Or suppose I am going to count this coding. And you see it's giving 1, right? Instead of coding, if I'm giving, let's say, so it's giving 1 again, right? So it's like get number of times an item is presented in the item. So illustration part of count is how many times do I have particular element in the tuple, right? आपको अगर पता लगाना है कि ये कितनी times available है in the tuple, for this we have count function. At least you must know that what's the difference between the count and length function. Could C, could V. Instead of count, if I'm using index here, I'm getting 3. Why 3? In tuple value at the screen here we have respective index numbers 0, 1, 2, 3. You can see P is at index number 3. So we can see the index. So index is also applicable for list for every other part also. So you can check the index number of that particular element. Suppose I'm going to check the index number of 45.6. So it will give 1. 0 is dedicated for coding. 1 is dedicated for 45.6, and then you can go for the values. Eventually, I'm going to delete this value, like deploy, means wrap this tuple 1 around the round bracket and deploy DL here. Now I'm going to copy this tuple 1 at this level and you will find name error. Why? So अभी तक तो सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा था, सारे functions successfully output दे रहे थे, उनका कोई भी respective जो value थी वो show हो रहा था. But suddenly what happens, we are getting this name error because we had run this delete function, which is just deleted entire box memory block from my backend, from my memory, primary memory, where I had already stored that box. There are countless functions. There means no limitation that how many numbers do we have. This is the just reference how we can deploy any functions. Did I answer your query?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. If you have any specific functions related question, kindly drop a comment in the class section. We all will learn about that specific functions regarding.
Sir, dir stands for directory, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So ये directive बाकी other पे भी काम करेगा. It's not relevant to tuple. It's valid for the list, dictionary, set, everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we are going to solve one interview question. I hope कि आप लोग सिर्फ coding में ही ना जाओ, but interview question भी solve करो. So we are going to take one interview question first, then we will move ahead. So what's the interview question like? First तो देखो सीधे HR round में तो पहुंच नहीं जाओगे आप. No one is going to jump to the HR and we all not having that kind of experience कि भाई सीधे HR round में तो भाई पैसा कितना लोगे. No. You'll have to qualify first online interview. It would be based upon like a portal kind of हर company का होता है. ज़्यादातर तो monkey gorilla करके एक website है that is the most widely used. Second, we have DataCamp. So I had given one interview on DataCamp. Let me show that platform as well. So this is a wonderful website. So most of the first chapters are free. You can go, but दिक्कत यह है कि वहाँ पे अगर कोई आपको query आती है, you won't be able to solve it. Suppose I am searching this Python, so I am having that like paid subscription. I am not recommending you, but the first chapter of each course is free. जैसे Python basics है, so this first chapter will be free to all of you. If you will go for another chapter, another course in the Python, let's say introduction to statistics in Python, so you will find first chapter is freely available to all of you. So freely available, ये wonderful website है. Out of so many websites, means kind of WAV on the website, this is the wonderful website. I'm going to tell you why. Suppose I'm going to click on this mean value. So can you find at the left pane the problem statement, instructions as well. So interview में जो पहला round है वो ऐसे ही आपको एक case study बना के दे देंगे and you will have to solve this case study. And can you see this horrible query at the right hand side? Don't get scared. You have commented everything. Everything is written at the left pane. Either 2 or 3 questions you will have to solve in 1 hour. You have plenty of time. Don't get worried कि सर हम इतना बड़ा क्वेश्चन कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे. आपको 2 or 3 questions इस तरीके के सॉल्व करने होंगे and you will have to fill that parts. Like कैसे वो लोग they will missing something, right? They will code missing will be there, right? Kind of this one. As a code missing होगा, you will have to fill that code as per your knowledge and wisdom. Similarly, so I love this portal very much because the number one, IT companies are using as a first round for this. Second, they are involving you. आपका involve करके रखता है. Like what they are involving. First, they are giving video where we have introduction kind of. Then they, on the basis of this video, you just write down these calculations, these coding part. Here we have all the coding parts, and then try to solve next part, mean and median. This is the way I revive all my coding skills. And this, either this one or another site I'm going to give you, that would be the first round, Gorilla kind of site is there, test Gorilla. So companies are using this site for assessment, for assessment, talent assessment, skill based hiring, right? So आपको एक लिंक आएगा और उस लिंक पे आपको पोर्टल पे सॉल्व करना होगा and webcam will be enabled, your audio will be enabled, and you will have to solve out of it, right? So what kind of interview questions will be there? Let's go ahead. So this was the platform, and what kind of question do we have? Suppose I'm going to ask count of occurrence of an element in a list, right? I need to solve this one. So what I'll do, I'll try to create a function with name, with custom name, count occurrence. With this function name, I am going to give one list, right? And second, target. So target is which element I'm seeking number of occurrence in that, in that list, right? So I'm having 2 arguments here. First, I'm going to initialize count is equal to 0, and then I'm going to initialize for element one counter here, one element in my list, hit enter, if element. So what's the element here? It's counter variable. Every for loop is consists of single counter variable that is iterable, that is keep tracking your records from starting from index number. So here we have element in list. If element is equal to target, which is the first value, I'm going to increment my count variable as 1. That's it. I'm going to come out from my if condition. I'm going to delete that indentation. I'm going to delete one more indentation. Now I'm under the domain of custom definition, custom defined. Then I'm going to return this value. This value is count because I need the occurrence of this value, this variable, and that's it. Let's see how would be the performance of this variable. If there will be any ambiguity, I'll change it. I'm going to create my list. Here I'm having 3, 7, 2, 8, 3, 5, 3, 7, right? And then I'm going to take one target value which should be equivalent to 3, right? Let me change the name. I don't want to keep same name. I'll tell you why. Now I'm going to copy the function name here and try to print this variable. Let's call this function name with the my list. Let's see, and the target element. Let me remove the elements here, comma, delete, and target element. Can you see it's giving 3? Why 3? Because 1, 2, 3, we have occurrence of 3 for. Let me increase the occurrence of 3 here. 1, 5, 1, 3, 8, 3. Now I'm going to run this code one more time. Can you see now I'm getting 6, which means I had created wonderful function which is successfully giving the appropriate output. Okay, let me illustrate one more time this occurrence function, what I did there. I passed a function, a variable which is actually list here. The first argument is list here. Second is the target variable which is again asked by the user. कि भाई आप कौन सा target element आप search करना चाहते हो, right? Or you want to count how many people are coming from Noida, how many people are coming from Meerut, how many people are coming from Gurugram, people belonging to Chennai, people belonging to like Bangalore from in your company. You want to count this value. So you will deploy the same function over the different elements, different city label there. This is the realistic example of this case study. This small piece of code will be deployed there, and you can deploy in anywhere. Like up bootstrap, if you are developing any website, you can go there. If you are going any computer vision object, you can deploy it there. But you must know the skeleton of this part. Count. Okay, so let me go for this for I this one. Let me create one small counter here. Let me for E in my underscore list. Let me run, and can we print E here? Yes. Can you see? I had deployed this E variable to my list, which I just created here. And with this E, did I pass any range function here? No. From the very first session, if you recall, I'm using range function in my list, in my for loop. But here I do not include any range function here, which means it's directly creating that pipeline with my list value. So here I am having iterative variable E, and this is searching in my list and this one, right? Now, I'm going to give some more complexity here inside the same for loop. I'm going to hit enter if e percentage 2 equal to 0, hit enter, and then going to reduce the indentation here. Now let me print this output. Can you see? It's a printing only even numbers out of it. By just giving a single line, it just reduce so many elements, but giving output of even numbers only. Did you get the specific indentation there? My intention is something different. Now I need, like in the same context, I need odd numbers here. So I'll copy this code and will pass not equal to. Instead of equal to, I'll pass not equal to. This time I'm getting all the odd numbers. All right. So we should know that is not equal to operator is working like this. Similarly, we have equal to over here. So the same feature characteristic we have deployed over here for element in list. We had checking the another condition if this value is satisfied. Now I'm going to count this value by 1, right? Anyone having any doubt regarding this case study? Any question?
Sir, instead of array, I think could you just give with the string?
Instead of array, like
Yeah.
array or character
work.
string?
In my list, we are giving right now the array. So
It's not array, it's a list.
yeah, in the term, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Then instead of list,
The sentence string.
a string, like you mean to see character.
Yeah,
Okay.
characters.
Okay, so let me check it where it will be encountered. Yes, I think it should work. It should work.
Yeah, I think four will work both same na, for this.
Yes. For loop will work, but I am checking where do we need any type checking or not, right? Type casting, sorry. So I'm going to change element here. Instead of this value, I'm going to give some t value, then some p, and then some o value. Okay. So now these values, C, right? Now I'm giving this, let's say P. I'm going to run this one, and yeah, it's 100% working. Thank you so much. This was the good question. But every time it doesn't work because we are having limitations of string over integer values. Sometimes we need to convert into the integer.
Sir, please explain that line. Define count occur, comma first dash.
What's your name, please?
My name is Sridhar, sir.
Okay, I can convert this function name with Sridhar. All right. So that's the custom function name only. Nothing complex. I can change everywhere that function name with your name, right? So I'm going to run this one. Going to run this code. It will give the same output. That's the name of my function name. I can pass any numbers, like I can give the integer value. I can give the like this one, any arguments, right? We will see how to pass multiple arguments with the function, but as of now we are giving only number. Okay, so let me write small functions. If you do not understand the function concept, I'm going to write Sridhar here, right? So inside this function, I'm not going to pass any argument. Instead, I'm going to give null value here. So I'm going to print good question. All right. So I'm going to run this question and call this function beneath the part. Can you see? It's giving the output. It's not showing any error on the screen. So
yes,
you don't need to iterate through the list or anything. That it's not that solved. Okay, I'm going to going to increase the complexity of this function. What's the complexity? Let's give x here. Now I'm going to give x plus like x multiply is equal to 3, right? So I'm going to print this one, and within the function name I should pass some value. Let's say 5. So okay, so I will pass this one. Can you see it's giving 15? Good question. How? X means here inside the memory we had passed x to the 5. We have passed 5 instead of x. Now this x is having some value. X is having some recognized integer number. We can go mathematical operation there. We are multiplying by 3, right? Let's say I'm multiplying by 13 this time. It will give the output of updated value x within the given statement. Got it? So this is the example of single argument passed. Now I'm going to pass more argument here. Let's say I'm going to pass y, 2 arguments here. Now I'm going to assign y plus equal to 5. Like whatever the y, it's almost equivalent to y is equal to y plus 5. Both are same, both syntax are same. But coders जो हैं बहुत आलसी होते हैं, तो उनको आलस अपना शो करने के लिए हमारे पास में ये शॉर्टकट है, राइट? लाइक हमेशा याद रखना, डोंट गो फॉर दिस वन टाइपिंग काइंड ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट, राइट? कोई बोलता है ना कॉपी पेस्ट है, आई एम गोइंग टू इन रिटन की कॉपी पेस्ट करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, कॉपी पेस्ट करने में कहीं दिक्कत नहीं है. इट्स बीन मोर देन 1 डिकेड्स. आईटी कंपनी में बहुत कॉपी पेस्ट होता है और लोग ऐसे ही प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं. Everyone is copying and pasting, giving their suggestions and intention there. You must know the code's theory behind, the conceptual theory behind this statement. Copy paste करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. We have 2 statement. ये statement का replication same यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, and then I'm going to assign some another variable, and let's say I'm going to assign x plus y and just run this code, right? And instead of one variable, and now I'm passing another variable, let's say 9 here. Can you give? It's a 79. Why? 5 plus 5 and then plus 9 multiplied by 30. Can you see? Okay, so we have something 5, 13, x is equal to 9 multiplied by 13. Y is equal to, y is equal to y plus 5, right? So we have y, which means 9 plus 5 plus 13, 5 multiplication 30. Can you see? Now we are getting same output here. The expression is almost passed here, right? So this is the example of 2 argument passed. Here we are dealing with the functions. The same functions we had deployed here with the for loop and this one. And this for loop is hovering over the list or iterator, and we had seen how the list is working with the for loop. And any other question do we have? Did I answer your query?
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay.
Sir, can you explain code again? Like you define like you have defined user defined function def count occurrence, then list and target are the elements, right? 2 are elements.
Yes.
And
These 2 lines are same as it is. So here
Okay.
we are traversing over the list elements. Every element is just traversed from the very first till the last, right? let me copy this element from curt C and curt V, right? And I'm going to copy this part here, and this time I'm going to pass this value. Okay, let me run this one, and maybe we have given some value. Can you see? It's giving 156. Why 156? Because somewhere it might be traversing from one location